You've probably heard of Stephen Bartlett, host of The Diary of a CEO, one of the fastest growing podcasts in the world. What you might not know is how humble his beginnings were. Back in 2019, Stephen recorded his first episode with a $90 mic sitting in his closet under a blanket. Today, his podcast generates over $2 million a month. Yes, that's $25 million a year. What makes Stephen's story remarkable isn't the equipment he started with or the size of his initial audience. In fact, he didn't have endless resources and he wasn't a celebrity. It's the strategy that he used to turn a single podcast into a massive content ecosystem, a podcast machine, so to speak. One that fuels not only his podcast, but every business he's launched since. Today, I'm going to break down the actionable step-by-step framework that you can take to replicate this strategy, even if you're just getting started. Now, let's start with a challenge that every podcaster faces: discoverability. Platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, they don't have the algorithms that help new audiences find your show. Even YouTube, which is better at recommending content, can struggle when it comes to long-form podcasts. You see, asking someone to commit to 60 minutes to a brand new podcast that they've never heard of, that's a huge ask. Stephen understood this problem from day one. And he solved it by focusing on what I call the distribution flywheel: short-form video, LinkedIn growth, and strategic marketing. Now, the power of short-form video is clear. It is the easiest way to break through the noise and get your content in front of a brand new audience. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and even YouTube Shorts are designed to amplify engaging clips, making them perfect for podcasters looking to grow. Here's how you can leverage short-form video. Start with a strong hook. The first 3 seconds of your clip are critical. Open with something provocative or curiosity-driven, like Stephen's famous line, "Every marriage ends in death or divorce, but it doesn't have to fail." Optimize for value. Don't just chop a random 30-second clip from your podcast. Instead, focus on moments where you or your guests share actionable insights, surprising statistics, or a relatable story. Tighten the edit to remove filler words and add captions. Scale with quantity. Stephen doesn't just post 1 or 2 clips per episode. He posts dozens. Each clip is designed to reach a different audience segment, maximizing the chance of virality. If this sounds overwhelming, don't worry. For our clients, we handle the entire process from finding the best clips to editing, captioning, and optimizing them for each and every platform. Number 2, LinkedIn, a game changer for authority building. While TikTok and Reels are great for virality, LinkedIn is where Stephen truly built his authority. His consistent presence on LinkedIn allowed him to position himself as a thought leader, connect with decision makers, and drive attention back to his podcast. Here's how you can do the same. Share key takeaways. After each podcast episode, write a LinkedIn post summarizing the biggest insights or lessons from the conversation. Format it as a story or a listicle to make it easily digestible. Engage with comments. LinkedIn's algorithm rewards engagement. I know this firsthand, so reply to every comment on your post. This not only boosts visibility, but it also helps you to build relationships with your audience. Leverage native video. Post short clips from your podcast directly on LinkedIn. Pair the video with a compelling caption and always include a call to action like listening to your podcast or joining your email list. How we help. For our clients, we craft LinkedIn growth strategies that align with their podcast content. From post creation to comment engagement, we ensure your presence on LinkedIn drives real results. 3, strategic advertising. One of the most underutilized tools in podcasting growth is paid advertising. Now, a flywheel marketing strategy is what Stephen used to get his content in front of the right people. But look, there's an oversaturated sea of content producers and content creators online right now, where when we implement a paid strategy, it can actually help cut through the clutter. And that's particularly helpful in the early days. Now, I'm going to show you how you can do the same yourself as well. You can run targeted ads on social media platforms. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok allow you to target ads based on interest, demographics, and even job titles. Promote your best performing clips as ads to reach audiences who are likely to resonate with your content. You can focus on retargeting. So retarget people who visited your website or engaged with your content but haven't subscribed to your podcast yet. This keeps your show top of mind. And this is how we support our clients. So for our clients, we manage everything from ad strategy to execution. We can do that if you want. We identify the right audiences, create compelling ads, and track performance to ensure maximum ROI. Number 4, the long-term benefits of a platform. Steven's podcast isn't just a podcast, it's a platform. It serves as the foundation for every other venture he's involved in, from his book deals to his investments and speaking engagements. Here's how building a podcast can open doors for you. You can expand into other businesses. A successful podcast gives you credibility and visibility, making it easier to launch new ventures. Whether it's consulting, courses, or products, your podcast audience becomes your first customers. Collaborate with high-value guests. Steven's platform allows him to host conversations with industry leaders, which not only boosts his content, but also opens the door for partnerships and opportunities. Reach audiences at scale. The distribution channels you build for your podcast, short form video, LinkedIn, etc., can also be used to promote your other businesses, creating a flywheel effect. Common challenges solved. By now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but listen, let's go ahead and address some of the common challenges. So time, right? Time is a factor. I don't have time to do all of this. Well, here's the good news. If you commit just 2 hours a week, we can handle the rest. From editing to distribution, we take care of everything so you can focus on showing up as the expert. Well, what about guests? Like, how do I find interesting guests? We have an expansive network of high-value guests across multiple industries. Whether you're looking for thought leaders, niche specialists, or big-name personalities, we can help you book guests that resonate with your audience, tapping into your network and our network as well. What about editing and distribution? I'm not a tech expert. Well, you don't need to be. We handle SEO, YouTube channel management, and even social media posting for you if it makes sense, ensuring your content is optimized and widely distributed. Look, Steven Bartlett didn't start with millions of listeners or a huge budget. He started with a $90 microphone, a simple idea, and a strategic approach. The tools he used, short-form video, LinkedIn, etc., are accessible to anyone willing to execute. The question is, will you take the first step? So if you're ready to implement the same playbook Steven used, visit the link in the description below to apply to work with us. We'll help you build the systems, strategies, and content you need to grow your podcast and, more importantly, your professional brand online.